We are never going to make this mistake ever again. Not once, it's not happening. Welcome to Crimson Guitars, I'm Ben Crow.
And I'm Sam Falloon.
We build guitars for a living, we do a lot of different things here at Crimson Guitars. But the core of what excites us is finding something challenging, preferably just a little bit outside of our actual skill slash knowledge slash experience zone, and, you know, pushing the boundaries. This whole video was supposed to be a joke. We're never doing this again, and you guys were going to assume it was one thing, and then we're going to do the reveal later on, and it's not what you think. And genuinely, that is still going to happen, so hey, let's show you this guitar.
And play a game.
For the next, I don't know, 5 minutes or so, I want you to be thinking, well, it's not the obvious. What is it? And if you actually spot, before I say what it is, you give yourself a hearty pat on the back or a crisp high five, because you're not going to do it. Sam has been working on this beautiful thing in partnership with Matt, our other custom luthier, one of our other custom luthiers, and it is an incredible guitar. So I'm just going to grab a camera, we're going to talk through it. There's going to be a demo later with a musician who can actually play, and I'm going to hope that throughout that whole thing you would have been seeing sexy B-roll and already, you know, casting your eyeballs looking for the absolute sheer insanity that is on your screens right now.
This is one of those projects that has pushed me. And it's weird because in essence, a lot of the component parts of the controls, you know, the varitones, the bass cuts, the switches on their own are in principle fairly simple things to work with. The sheer array of sounds you can get out of this thing is incredible, and when you put all these things together, it suddenly becomes a very, very complex bit of kit.
The original instrument had a set of active pickups.
Yes, Fishman Fluences.
Beautiful, beautiful pickups. Completely different impedance.
Yeah.
And there was also a USB charged system.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that all of this analog wiring literally does not function with the signal that you get from an active pickup.
To start at the beginning, we've got 3 single coils. These were made by our good friend Matt over at House of Tone. They sound absolutely incredible. Then, to, I guess, go through the signal chain, they individually feed over here into what is a bank of varitones.
So, master volume.
Master volume, yep.
Okay, neck pickup, that's the veritone.
Yep.
5 positions, 5 different capacitors, 4 capacitors?
Because you've then got
4 capacitors
open.
and just an open,
Yes.
okay, fair enough. That pickup will go through 5 different tone
Yes.
settings before you sum them all together, if you're going to sum them all together.
Yes. So individual pickups come into, well, they actually come into the to the bass cut first. The varitone essentially just acts like a normal tone control would when you've got it fully rolled off. So all the signal is going through it, and it's cutting out frequencies and dumping them to ground. The signal goes through the 3-way on mini toggles, and then the varitone leeches off that like a normal tone control would on a standard guitar. Wiring layout, 3-way mini toggle, and you've got the center position, gives you just a standard open sound, no changes. Up, it runs it through a, and I'm having to rack my brain here, 0.0047 microfarad capacitor, and then the bottom one runs through a 0.0022 microfarad capacitor. I'm sorry, this is
hearing and seeing immense amounts of pain in this man's face, and he enjoys work.
Yeah, these are 2 shallow mega switches.
Shallow mega switches.
Incredibly versatile.
Did you phone me the other day saying, "Oh my God, I'm the mega switch master"?
Something like that.
Yeah.
I now know it inside out. Position 1, you've got your neck pickup. Position 2, you've got the neck and bridge in series. Position 3, you've got the neck and bridge in parallel. Position 4, you've got the neck and bridge out of phase. And then the last position is just the bridge on its own. The second switch then adds in the middle pickup. Position 1 is the middle pickup on its own. Position 2 is the middle pickup, and whatever selection you have from the first switch in series, next one on is the same thing but in parallel, and the next one on from that is the same thing but out of phase. And last, you've just got the selection from the first selector switch. That is as simple as I can put it.
This is the 8th circle of Dante's Hell, specifically designed for guitar builders. That with a few intermittent faults thrown in, and we would absolutely lose our minds. Before we flip this over, we're going to have to take the whole trem arm out, which is actually a bit of a palaver.
Yes.
It's a word I don't use often.
No.
What you've got is a Wilkinson trem, and with the trem arm pushed back, it locks the whole bridge in place, and it becomes somewhat akin to an invisible, in that shot at least, fixed bridge.
Yes.
Move it like that, and you've got a trim. Very cool design. And the whole system just pulls out, and it leaves a massive gaping hole that does look somewhat problematic, but is as designed.
Yeah.
So you can see the mechanism there.
Yeah.
It's essentially locking itself off.
Yeah. As you twist it, it brings the whole kind of bar inwards, and I presume, oh, that's right, it locates in there.
You can tell that you've been hyper-focusing for months on
The
wiring.
electronics, I know, yes. This was done ages ago.
Anyhow, Sam, show me this wiring.
Cool. Let's get
I want to
this
look
back.
inside.
Yeah.
So this is obviously magnetic.
Yeah.
And that is a veneer from the guitar, because it matches perfectly.
Yeah.
But that has been sliced and then put onto plywood so that it's
Nice and strong.
Yeah. Okay, I want a round of applause, please, people, for Sam's impeccable wiring. And if you find anything wrong with it,
Oh, don't. It's.
let us know.
I'm pretty happy with it overall. Everything works as it should, and I think it looks all right as well.
The thing is, it is actually a very simple system.
Yeah.
Other than the mega switches, I think the mega switches were,
Yes.
you know, maybe a few toggles too many,
Yeah.
or a few positions too many.
No, all of this stuff is really quite simple in principle. You know, very easy to put together, and gives you a huge range of sounds as is. The phase switching was the really tricky bit, because you're running the selection from the first switch into the second one. It becomes a bit tricky at that point, but I worked it out in the end, and yeah, it's all good.
Using this guitar as the example, you would probably be able to learn almost every single wiring principle and trick and technique required to build an analog guitar in one guitar.
I think so, yes.
The rest of it's fairly standard. Obviously, there's trim in there and a spring cavity, a spring bath, etc. But let's have a look at the woodwork. The body is a custom design. It's a lightweight ash. The neck, personally, I would have changed the carve there, although it does look very, very cool. One piece flame sycamore neck, beautifully finished. Sheller with mother of pearl, or mother of toiletite, I suppose, locking tuners. The black and pearl just looks great. And you can see the care and attention to detail that we put into the carving and the final bits and pieces, spending a few hours extra just finessing that kind of a shape. It really makes all of the difference when you're talking about a guitar at this level. And I am aware that I own the company that made this guitar, and therefore I am blowing smoke up my own arse, but I hope that it's fairly obvious on screen just how nice this is. There is a cutaway here so that the jack socket comes out and loops over your strap, which is when you're used to it, actually a very convenient thing. Ebony control knobs, dots, etc., all in position. Again, House of Tone made those pickups and they're fantastic. We've hidden the essentially scratch plate or pickup mounting plate in a grain matched section, or almost perfectly grain matched section of ebony. And there is, again, mother of toilet seat, basically plastic mother of pearl binding on the outside. And it essentially looks from the front like a beautiful through neck. Lovely ebony fretboard. The inlay design is falling maple leaves done in mother of pearl and abalone. Highly polished, perfectly finished frets. One of the interesting things about this guitar is the fact that we've chosen to go with a 0 fret.
Of course, yes.
Which is something that I used to denigrate and just say, no, I hate 0 frets. A well done 0 fret is a joy and can be a joy to use. I love that headstock. I just love this. I'm sure there are going to be people that don't, but hey, let us know in the comments. Okay, anyway, I'm going to put you out of your misery. The wiring, it turned out, was impossible with the pickups that we had. Theoretically, apparently, it should have worked. It just didn't. It's just the way the cookie crumbles. There are sometimes jobs that throw curveballs, and it's the curveballs that you don't see that end up causing more of a headache. But at inception, there was something that I agreed to, and we agreed to do, knowing that it was going to be both almost impossible for anybody to actually appreciate other than the guitarist himself, and that it was going to be horrifically problematic and difficult to do. And that is the fact that this is a carved top guitar, and you can see all the beautiful curves and all of that. Just look at that and tell me it's beautiful. It is a carved top guitar. It is also a guitar that has a comfort carve for your elbow. We're not doing this again, not even with CNC machines. Now, with your eye, follow that inlay line, or the veneer line, and you can see what we've done. The ash body had a traditional forearm carve carved into the top of the ash. And then we took a very thick slab of flame maple and carved away essentially everywhere except the negative of that forearm carve, and perfectly mated the two together. This wasn't bent, it wasn't pressure fit, it wasn't CNC'd, it was all done by hand by one of the teachers in the school. And it should not have worked this impeccably. That worked first try. The wiring utterly screwed us over. But we're going to do the wiring again. Yeah, I just heard Sam's Heartbreak. I love and loathe this guitar. The customer, this is a guitar for life, and that is what we build here. Even if it did take, what, 6 months of your life off?
Just about.
Yeah. At the end, just in sheer stress.
Just about.
Just all the knowledge that you've now got that you didn't have beforehand.
It's true, yeah.
You know, how to do these things, how to deal with immense amounts of stress.
Yes.
You know, it's awesome. So yeah, if you have a challenge, if you've got something that you've thought, hey, nobody on the planet can build this, let us know. We might be stupid enough to say yes. Okay, so truthfully, did you spot it? Did you see it before I told you what it was? Did you think, there's something weird there in the way the guitar's moving? If you did, congratulations, pat yourselves on the back. If you've already thought of something else that we can do that is impossible, I mean, that's the challenge. Let us know, seriously, in the comments, what is your craziest idea for a guitar build? That is one option. What is the subtlest, absolutely batshit insane idea that you've got? Because when it's all said and done, and by done I mean successfully built and delivered, we love this shit.
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
Cool. This has been a somewhat different video to what we normally create at Crimson Guitars. I'm hoping that it's worth it. Thank you for watching. Click like, subscribe, check out... Actually, Crimson Guitars is going to have some very, very interesting new tools and things coming through, so our range of luthiers tools is growing and expanding and changing and moving. The turtle moves. And yeah, lots of stuff happening, so, well, go well, make some sawdust. I'll see you soon.
See you later.
Bye.